Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. I don't know if this is the actual photo of the V8 that Yamaha and Toyota are working together. Now, if you remember a long time ago, Yamaha actually worked with Toyota to build the Celica engines, but unfortunately, that engine didn't do very well, even though Yamaha makes some amazing motorcycles, most amazing screaming engines for the motorcycles. For some reason, for the car engines, they weren't as successful, especially with the Toyota Celicas. And yeah, but anyways, that's I would like this idea that yeah, they're cooperating together and making this, but they're making a V8 hydrogen fuel cell engine. And that's an interesting idea if they can pull it off. Now, we don't even know what the landscape is going to be when everything falls down. Like when all the chips fall, we won't know which one's going to be on top. Is it hydrogen fuel cell? Is it hybrid plug-in cars? Is it just fully electric vehicles? Is that the future? We don't know. We don't know. Right now, all the companies are doing what they think is going to be popular in the future. But at the end of the day, it's the consumers that's going to be using those products, or the government regulations that's going to be forcing certain products towards us. It's obvious that if you live in California, the government is really forcing that electric vehicle hard. So they're trying to get rid of electric vehicles by like 2030 or something like that. I don't know if it's going to be feasible, but I still like the hydrogen, fuel cell idea too. Especially a V8 hydrogen, if it has the power, if it has that amazing sound, man. I mean, Toyota's already good at making vehicles. There's no doubt about it. They make reliable vehicles. I mean, even they have their own hydrogen fuel cell vehicle already. The Mira, I think it's the Mirai. I think it's the Mirai, the Toyota Mirai. That one is a hydrogen vehicle. So obviously, I think they're doing okay with the sales because they're continuing to make those. Unfortunately, Honda decided to get out of it because they weren't selling enough or for whatever reason. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, I apologize because I don't have any of that information on my screen, so I can't verify it. So take that one with a grain of salt, whether Honda discontinued or not. I think they did. It's the Clarity. They stopped making the Clarity, Honda Clarity. I think that one was the a fuel hydrogen a fuel cell vehicle. But you know what? I'm gonna cover my butt and I'm gonna check. But anyways, I was correct. It actually got discontinued in August of 2021 last year. So the hydrogen fuel cell, or at least the fuel cell on the Clarity was. So anyway, let's go ahead and cover this article, and then I'll give you more thoughts. Thoughts are good. Okay, so here we are. Toyota and Yamaha are developing a hydrogen fueled V8. Interesting. RCF's 5 liter, eight 5 liter, 8 cylinder is being prepped as 444. Can you imagine if they can take this technology and build it and make it better? Can you imagine if they put this in their trucks? I think people would prefer this over the new engine. That's just me. But anyway, a fan of V8s. I don't want them to die. Interesting news from Japan. Yamaha Motor has been tasked with developing a 5 liter hydrogen fueled V8 engine by none other than Toyota. It's a small part of a big agreement between Japan's automotive community to explore and expand fuel options for internal combustion engines. And it's amazing that Toyota does not want to kill off the combustion engine, even though we're just switching the kind of fuel source that we're going to be using, but it's still the same concept when it comes to engine wise. I'm assuming. Yamaha and Toyota have previous of course the Lexus LFA supercar. 4.8 liter V10 was developed by the former, and an engine that'll go down as one of the very best of all time. This one takes its base from a V8 developed in Lexus RCF, pictured below, Japan's aging BMW M3 rival to this 8 cylinder unit. Yamaha made modifications to the injector, cylinders, heads, intake manifolds, and much more to deliver 445 brake horsepower and 390 398 foot-pound of torque. Figures not to be far off the petrol-powered V8. Yamaha started working on this hydrogen V8 5 years ago. Damn! They've been grinding for 5 years. I started to see that the engines using only hydrogen for fuel actually had very fun, easy to use performance characteristics, said Takashi Yamada, who works in Yamaha's R&D department. Hydrogen engines have an inlet, inlet, inletly, inletly friendlier feel that makes them easy to use, even without resorting to electronics driving aid, he added. Fun and noisy too. The Hydrogen's V8, that's what I like to hear. That's what everybody likes to be, want to be an asshole and be obnoxious with the sounds. And I love it. At least I love the way that the V8 sounds. And those Mustangs, man, amazing. Uh, Moving on. The Hydrogen V8s into one manifold is said to give off a harmonic high frequency exhaust note. I personally want to pursue not just the performance, but also a new allure for the internal combustion engine that the world has yet to see. Interesting. Damn. Motors in our company name and accordingly have a strong passion for and level of commitment to the internal combustion engine, explains Yamaha motor boss. Yashihara Hadaka. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Probably not. I apologize for messing up your name, but you guys are making some good stuff there. I cannot wait to see the fruits of your labor, especially 5 years in development. You guys have to show something amazing. I cannot wait to see it. This is interesting, especially if they can pull it off. Obviously, they have pulled it off, and it's coming. It's only just a matter of time. And then, if it's successful and if it's reliable, obviously it has to be. It's Toyota. Toyota makes reliable vehicles, reliable engines, and sometimes they stumble along the way, but they always come back to their roots. Sometimes a company needs to be humbled in order for them to kind of like veer when they're veering off course. They need to be humbled so then they can go back to be on track and being the best company that we know they can be. But anyway, with all that, if you enjoy the content, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and you have a very blessed day, because I'm out.